Hi there. So today we're going to be talking about how we create a form in using Google Forms. So what you're going to do is first you're going to pull up your browser in Chrome. It's not that this can't be done in Safari, or Firefox, but I definitely think it is easier to do in Chrome. So after you pull up your browser, you are going to go over here to these 9 little boxes that you have in the corner, right in the right hand corner, next to your name. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on that. And then, as you can see, you don't see anything here that pops up that says forms. But if you scroll down, you should have a Google form, that button that you can click on. And if not, then you can click more. If you scroll all the way down, you can click more from G Suite Marketplace. And then you can add it to your set here if you need to, but you should already have it. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click on Forms. And then it's going to bring you to the main page. And as you can see, I have created other Google Forms that I've used in my classroom, in our classroom. But what you're going to do is you're going to click blank. And that's going to bring you to a blank Google form. And you want to, obviously, you always want to give your form a title so you know what you're working with. So let's just say this is going to be a getting to know you form that I'm going to use at the beginning of the school year to get to know my students. And down here you can put a description about what your form is about. So I can say, well, welcome to 7th grade language arts. I am excited to get to know you this school year. And you can give it a little description. You don't have to give it a description if you don't want to. But what you're going to do is then you're going to move down to the questions. It's always going to start you off with a question. And you can write in your question. So let's say the first question is first and last name. Now, what you can do is you can change the different types of answers that you want to use. For this one, we're going to do a short answer because they have to type in the box what their first and last name would be. Now, if I want to make sure that they have to answer this question before they can submit their form, you're going to go over here and click this little required button. Now, this, in a sense, forces your students to answer that question. So if we're done with that one, let's click the plus button. So then that gives us another question. Let's say you wanted to ask them, what summer reading book did you choose to read? And you could keep this as a short answer. You could, if you know that there are a specific answers to your question. So for this one, we do have specific answers because there were only 3 or 4 summer reading books they were allowed to choose from. You can go ahead and list those books. You could say Elephant Run. I'm going to click. Oh, you don't want another. Sorry. You want to click add option. So option 2, Elephant Run. Absolutely almost. Another one is Zachary Beaver. And the last one is So Be It. And then this give students the option to choose which summer reading book they read over the summer. If you wanted to add an image, you can click this little button here, and that'll take you to adding an image. I typically don't always put images in my forms, but that doesn't mean you can't. I'm also going to make this question required because I want to know who read what. I'm going to add in another question. This time, I'm going to put, what are you looking forward to most in 7th grade? This one, I'm going to choose check boxes because they can choose more than one box, where back here with the multiple choice question about the summer reading book, they can only choose one answer. So here we're going to say getting to take a foreign language. You could say getting to take COG-Ed. I need to be careful there. You could say getting to do a whole class read in LA. You could say having a later lunch. You could put, and this really could be anything that they're excited about, or you could even change the question to what are things that they're nervous about or they're worried about. You can leave this as, if we get rid of this here, we can click add other. So that gives them the chance where they can click and then write in their own response. I'm also going to make this one required. Another one I'm going to do is I'm going to do a drop-down menu. So this will allow them to drop down and pick. What sports do you, actually I want to change it to what school clubs are you involved in? We could put drama club, mathletes, science club, sport, and this could be basketball, football, track, baseball, softball, cross country, cheerleading, etc. And then we could add in, I'm trying to think of other sports we have. We have Spanish club. And then if there's anything else that you forgot, we can just add in other. And then they can click that. So I'm going to make that one required as well. So as you can see, these are just some ways that you can use the different tools from Google Form that they offer. So you can add in a title with a description and an image and a video if you want them to watch a video from YouTube. And it shows that you can, you have different options for choices. You can have them write something that is longer than just a short answer. But once you're done here, you then want to go, you can preview it. So you can look to see what it would look like if you yourself were one of your students and you were taking your quiz, or sorry, not your quiz, but your form. I need to get rid of this one down here accidentally, but you can go through and click on things, and you can type in just to see what it would look like. And then you can click submit form and it'll show you, oh, this field's required. You have to answer this. And this is what it would do to students as well. Maybe we click drama club and then you click submit. But this, and then you can click another response or things like that. So you can see, you can preview it and see what it looks like. And then you can see that, oh, you have a response and it gives you, excuse me, all of the answers to all of the questions that were asked, and they show you in different charts, and things like that. And then what you can do is you can actually export your responses, to create a spreadsheet. So you want to change this and say, getting to know you, let's say 2019, 2020. You're going to use it for the 2019-2020 school year. And then you're going to click create. And then it will link you to a Google spreadsheet, which gives you all of the questions at the top. And then it will give you all of the answers for every single student that has taken your form, your Google form. Now, another thing that you can do is when you go to send your Google form, you can send it by email. Typically what I do is I get this link and I copy this link and then I paste it and post it in my classes on Schoology. And that allows all of my students to have access to it at one time. So that is one thing that you can do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over here because there's something really cool that you can do with Google Forms. This was a form I made for some of my students for this past year that I had them answer. And it shows I had 18 responses. For security purposes, I did not have them put their names on their form. But when I exported to my Google spreadsheet, it shows me all of their answers for all of the questions that I asked them. And what I thought was really cool about Google Forms is once you link it to your Excel, your spreadsheet, your Google Sheets, you can actually look at one specific question. I'm going to flip over here so you can see. You can look at one specific question and you can get a chart that shows you all of the information for that one question that you asked students. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So what you're going to do is you are going to create let me make this a little bit smaller so I can see things. You're going to make another sheet. We're going to add a new sheet here. So if we want to, my little thing is in the way here. We're going to, let me see. I guess I should have already had a sheet made. We're going to hit Control. My little thing is in the way here. You're going to go over here and you're going to click this plus button where it says Add Sheet. And what that does is that adds a sheet down here. And you can label it later. But what you're going to do is you're going to choose the question that you want to look at all of your information in a chart. And so let's say I'm going to choose favorite candy. So you can click on this and you're going to copy. So Command C, then you're going to go over to your new sheet, and then you're just simply going to paste it. So Command V. And the nice thing is you can move your columns around, you can switch things. But what you're going to do is once you have copied and pasted your question that you want to see in a chart into your new sheet, you're going to go over here and you're going to click this button. and you're going to scroll. Where did it go? You're going to click insert. You're going to click chart. And then it is going to insert a chart for you. I'm going to move this over here so you can see a little bit better. And it's going to show you you can choose different types of charts that you want to use. This one is a column chart, so you can see the number of students who answered that Twix was their favorite candy down to the number of students that answered that 100 grain was their favorite candy. And the nice thing is because you have this up here, what is your favorite candy? You have that question. It went ahead and labeled your graph for you, which you may want to keep that name. You may want to change it. If you want to change it, you can go to custom. And you can go into chart style and you can change the axis and everything like that. You can go down here and you can change the name of your graph if you wanted something different. You can change the chart. You can click that you want a pie chart, and this gives you percentage and the number of students that answered each one. Excuse me, you can use a bar chart, any type of chart that you would like to use to display your data. You can make it a little bit smaller and you can line it up here if you want, or however you would like to do that. But this basically gives you a short, little quick introduction on how to create and use Google Forms. You can, I use them for a variety of things. You can use them for reading responses. You can use them for, like I showed you here, a general getting to know you quiz at the beginning of the year. You can use it as an exit ticket. This is a great way to collect formative data for your students where no one's going to see what they answer except for you, which I think is great because a lot of times you have kids that they want to say that they're struggling or that they don't understand, but they don't want their friends to know that they're not understanding or something wasn't clear to them. And this is a great way to gather that information. So yeah, this is just a short little tutorial on how to use Google Forms. Have a great day.